Hey guys, so today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the rainbow eucalyptus tree from New Zealand as our inspiration piece for creating some beautiful rainbow colored trees. You can do it a couple of different ways. The way I'm going to demonstrate it is that each tree is going to be a different color of the rainbow. So Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Or you can make a tree like that rainbow eucalyptus tree and make the bark all rainbow colors and the top all rainbow colors. So you'll get to decide that for yourself. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer some colors, just almost like a silhouette at the bottom. I'm going to use my gray crayon all the way across. All the way across. I might go in the opposite direction too. Kind of almost like a misty day for the grass. And I'm going to do it with the black on top of it, make it look a little closer. I'm going to do the same thing for my tree. I'm going to take, so if I'm going to make Roy G. Biv, I'm going to make 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I don't have room for 7, I might squeeze one in over here. So I just did that in the gray, and I might make some branches coming off of my tree, branches. I'm just going to give some overlapping branches all at the top. They can be any shape you want. See how I'm doing them? Just very simple. These are kind of the background branches of the tree. As many branches as you want coming off. You don't have to be too fancy, and maybe you don't even want to make branches. Maybe you just want to draw the rainbow at the top. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. So I'm putting a line next to my line. Like that. And I'm going to take the black and I'm going to go back and do the same thing. Same thing. There's my 6 barks, or the trunks, or 7, sorry. Here's some of my branches. Just making these kind of curvy lines, and they can overlap because you can blend your colors too. Just try to make some branches come off the branches, going in different directions, filling it up. Just think about what else you want to include. You could color this in if you want. You could add color to it. You could make it rainbow color. Just going to add a little extra black to mine. Maybe a little extra gray in the background, like there's trees in the background. Something like that. Now I'm going to get started with my color, my rainbow of colors, Roy G. Biv. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my watercolors for this. And I'm going to start with my yellow, just because I know my colors might get a little muddy. So if yellow is going to come first, I probably would go R-O-Y. Here's my yellow. I'm going to add some yellow to my tree. I might want to make it a little brighter yellow. I'm going to work pretty quick if I can, just so that the colors can blend. And I might go for orange next. Orange, and I can overlap to blend. Blend, blend, blend. And so that would mean that for my tree that's over here, I'm going to make red. You'll notice probably with mine's a little crowded, but that's okay. Trees grow together, so yours can be crowded. I'm not doing anything too fancy for the top of the tree. I'm just kind of almost make that cloud-like shape. And they're overlapping. So if I have Roy so far, G stands for green, green, green. And I like the way the watercolor kind of blends it together. Green, blue. Now, if you don't have indigo, that's okay. You could use either your paint set to mix them, or you could leave it out. Sometimes people leave out indigo. That's okay. But indigo is a mixture of blue and purple. So I'll do my purple at the end. Oops, that's kind of indigo because I guess I still had some purple on my brush. My blue on my brush. I'm going to make my indigo kind of a mixture of the blue and the purple. And now I want to make it really purple. There we go. All my trees in my forest of rainbow colors. Now you could say maybe you want to add more branches. You can go back. You can always add more. Blend it. Oh, I need a little more purple or indigo. Maybe I want to add a little bit more blue. Maybe it's growing taller. And now I'm at this point where I say, what do I want to do? Do I want to leave the rest of it this color, or do I want to go in maybe with some brown for my trunk? Maybe I'll go in with some brown for my trunk. Maybe that's not your choice. That's okay. You might like the way it looks that way. You go in with some brown. Just a big streak. Not being perfectly careful. Kind of letting the trees grow. As long as it's a beautiful rainbow of colors. Maybe you'd want to make the rainbow go into the sky. And you know what? Maybe I don't want to leave it black and white. Maybe I want to add some grass to the ground. Sometimes I like to tap colors instead of pulling the bristles. So I'm sort of tapping the colors of the grass down below. Tap, tap, tap. And it kind of makes it look light and dark, like the sun is shining on it. And now, hey, I could leave it white in my background, or I could say maybe I want to wait till it dries a little bit, and then maybe I want to use some of my crayons for the background, or maybe I want to color some blue. Maybe I want to use a really light blue for my background. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that's kind of the idea for our rainbow trees. Now, this is different than the eucalyptus tree, because in the eucalyptus tree, all of them, it's kind of like this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you what we call a worm's eye view of the tree. Instead of drawing the trees like this, I'm going to make it like a long, skinny triangle that comes from the bottom. And it's almost like I'm laying on the floor underneath the tree, and this is the trunk, and these are the branches. I'm going to put some branches, 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 branches all along, almost like they're growing up way, way high above me. And you can add as many as you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these kind of like cloud-like shapes to make it look like the foliage. That means all the leaves. You can make as many as you want. You can overlap them like they're the top of the tree, and all of these are the leaves at the top. And now what I told you about that eucalyptus tree is instead of them all being each tree a different color, it's actually the bark of the tree that is so beautiful. It actually looks like a rainbow of colors. I'm going to start with my yellow again. Maybe I'm going to mix my yellow here, go all the way up. Maybe I'm going to take some orange and go in next to it. Blending them. They don't have to be perfectly lined up in a row. You might mix it up. Maybe the red is here because it's going to have the rainbow of colors, but maybe they're in different places. Maybe I'm going to add some purple. A rainbow of colors. See how sometimes I'm leaving little spaces too. Some blue. Whoa, I love the way that looks, the way it's blending. We call that bleeding. It's bleeding together when we're using watercolor. Did I use some green? Nope, I'm going to use some green over here. And you can leave some white spots, or you could go in and fill them in. Did I forget a color? I think I'm going to use you again, orange, right here. There we go. And then I have my rainbow color bark. And I could just make these green up here, or I could make those a rainbow too. Maybe I want to make warm colors in one. Here's my red. Rinse my brush. Orange. Orange, there you go. And I'm going to add some yellow. Maybe that's like the color of fall. Maybe I want to add some cool colors over here. Some purple with some blue. And some green. And maybe I want to make some that are green and yellow. It looks like the beginning of spring when all the trees are blooming. And they're all so fresh and full of greenery and sunshine. Love it. And what will my last one be? I'm going to go with purple. I don't know. I feel like I want to have a purple set of leaves. This is inspired by the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. She actually had a painting called The Lawrence Tree, and it looks like this. It's that that worm's eye view from below. And her friend used to come over and they would sit in the garden, and instead of sitting on a bench, they would lay underneath this tree, and it would be like they could look up to the sky and see this beautiful tree. So if you wanted to fill in your background with a color, I might choose my other colors so that it doesn't blend in too much. I'm going to look for one of the blues I don't have in this set. And maybe I'm going to make, it was actually a nighttime picture that she had. I might make a nighttime sky where I fill in all of the background in a nighttime color. Oh, you know what I wish I did? I still have time. I might go in and add stars with my white crayon and then paint over them so you can see them. I'll show you what I mean. I think I like it like that. I'm going to take my white crayon and let's say I just make some star shapes, maybe even some swirls. Maybe some star shapes like this, or even just dots. And let's see what it looks like when I paint over it. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. That's kind of beautiful. Like there's a lot of action going on in the sky. Fun to try. If you have a chance with watercolor, try it. And if you're one of the people in school watching and you don't get a chance to make a painting in school because you're busy eating lunch and all that stuff, go try it when you get home. I'm going to put this video in the classwork so that if you wanted to see it, you could. Okay, so have some fun making your rainbow tree, whichever way you like. You can do it like this, you could do it like this, and you make your own choices about